Mrs. Hirschner's science class. Today we're going to be doing a lab experiment called comparing temperature changes. In this lab experiment, we are going to first make sure that we've gone to Mrs. Hirschner's message board and printed off our science lab report so that we know exactly what we need to do for this experiment. Now, the purpose of this experiment is to determine how the temperatures of two different materials change as they release heat. So we're going to be measuring temperature, we're going to be calculating temperature change, and inferring a material's ability to absorb and release heat. The two materials we'll be using will be syrup and tap water. And we're going to see what the difference is between the two when it comes to absorbing and releasing heat. Now, first let's make sure we have everything that we need. So let's look at our materials list. And first we need to have 4 Celsius thermometers that range from at least -10 degrees Celsius to above 110 degrees Celsius. You should have received these exact same 4 thermometers in your science lab kits from the school. You're also going to need 4 different heat-safe dishes that you can use for the experiment. You're going to need a stirring spoon, 400 milliliters of cold water, some ice cubes to add to the cold water. You're going to need 2 Ziploc freezer bags that will close all the way when you seal them. You're going to need 400 milliliters of hot water, at least 90 degrees Celsius. And I would recommend some kind of scoop so that you can scoop that water out and measure it before adding it to your heat-safe bowls. You also need to have your syrup and 100 milliliters of room temperature water. So it looks like we've got everything ready that we need. Let's go ahead and put on our safety equipment for this lab. Since we'll be using hot water, we want to make sure and wear our safety goggles and have some hot pads, or in my case some UGG gloves nearby when we'll be handling our warm water. And now we're going to look at our lab sheet and follow our procedures. So the first procedure says that we need to make sure we look at the data table so that we know how often we need to be recording our temperatures. And according to the data table, every 2 minutes we'll be checking the thermometers and recording down what the temperature is for each of our bags. So to begin, we're going to pour our water into our bowls. I'm going to start with the cold water, and the right side is going to be my cold side. So I'm going to pour, I've measured out 400, and I need 200 milliliters of water in each one, so I'm going to pour a little and check my measurements until I've got the right amount. And that looks almost there.